View is Tom Werner, the Sunpower CEO. Tom, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great to see you again.
I guess first place before we get to the quarterly earnings is with the weather front we're seeing and the power outages we're seeing at the moment, particularly in Texas. Does that affect demand for your products, for solar panels in general, or is it such a sort of temporary brief hit to people's power exposure that it's not really the lasting driver of your demand?
Actually, it does impact demand. It's yet another factor as people think about wanting to control their own power. And we've had wildfires out here in California with similar power shutdowns. So it makes people want to buy solar, and importantly, buy solar with storage. And since it's getting so much headlines, it's having an impact. We think it'll have an impact on demand throughout America.
And when you say that, because people want to control their own power supply, are we there yet? Can your products and the batteries and storage that comes with it, can they fully supply and allow people to control their own power yet, or are we still a few years away from that?
Well, things are improving really rapidly, and the cost of storage is coming down, so it's really a transient. It's sort of, we're getting there really fast, so you can have more control. There were texts from people we know in Texas that were able to run their house for 10 more hours than their neighbors were able to run. And then the sun came out and recharged their battery. So you can make a meaningful difference today. And of course, costs are coming down so fast that it won't be that long, within a few years, where perhaps you can be autonomous and a friend to the grid, where you're helping export when you're overproducing.
As it relates to the results, Tom, looks like a revenue miss. Your stock's not trading on what's happening this past quarter. It's trading on the enthusiasm for federal policy changes in your favor, a green energy type bill, an infrastructure climate type bill from the Biden administration. What are your expectations? When do you start to build that into your forecast?
Well, I'd say two things. One, they're right. The federal support is fantastic. The investment tax credit was extended. There's work being done on extending it further. There's work being done to include storage. So it would be fair that the tailwinds of the federal policy are quite favorable. But when you look at SunPower, think about this: tripling EBITDA, adjusted EBITDA this year compared to last year. And then today, we've guided 40% up in 2022. There aren't many companies that have that kind of margin expansion and profitability growth. So we're seeing it built into our business now, and it's giving us confidence to talk about 22 even today.
When, Tom, will your product be more attractive to consumers than traditional power means, without help from the government, without subsidies?
I'm going to answer your question in several different ways quickly. One is you can get a lease today with the investment tax credit, and you save money day one on your energy bill. So it's lower than you pay, and I should say lease and loan. We're within a few years of not needing the investment tax credit and being able to do the same thing. And then lastly, storage is coming down at a rate that's actually faster than the cost of storage came down. So we're within a few years that you can even store that energy and operate throughout the day. So it's sort of the pace of change. Things are happening really fast.
My question, Tom, is about jobs and whether the jobs that we're seeing lost as a result of canceling the Keystone XL pipeline or pausing federal drilling on federal lands from the Biden administration, whether those jobs can be transferred into what you do. Can those people become solar panel installers? Because the Biden administration says there'll be plenty of jobs when it comes to our new climate policies, on some criticism of the energy policies. Is that true?
Yeah, I think there's no question there'll be a conversion of conventional jobs, just like other transitions throughout the last few decades. And I think it's very realistic that there'll be prevailing wage jobs in solar installation, residential, commercial, and large scale. And it's happening today. That's one of the fastest growing job segments. The question is can it happen throughout the value chain? Clearly, it's going to happen in the innovation, marketing, research, and development. That's what America's great at. Then the question will be, how much manufacturing will there be in America? So the answer is unequivocally yes, a conversion to installation jobs and value-added jobs like research and development, sales and marketing. We'll see about manufacturing.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.